Hi, I am Pam Savage with Young at Heart Creations. Welcome, welcome. A little earlier than I'm normally doing my live on Thursdays, but I've got grandchildren coming a little earlier than what I anticipated, so I'm going to be busy spending some time with them, so I thought I would go ahead and do it early rather than cancel or reschedule. This is what we're going to be doing today. I've got a Christmas tree cut out from Wallace House Designs, and got several of them. Now you'll see that they're kind of scalloped, laser cut in there. There's so many different ways to paint this, but I found this material at Hobby Lobby. They had it on sale, and I just thought it was so cute. And I've only painted leopard skin one time, so leopard print. So I'm going to try to paint some leopard print, and we'll see how this turns out. But we're going to go ahead and put the fabric on the tree. Let me go ahead and be getting you pulled up over here on my iPad so I can see you, see your comments, say hello when you hop on, and see if I can get this open without banging it. Probably not. All right, sorry, I usually do this beforehand and I forgot. All right. That should do it. Oh, got it. Get me a good brush out here. So I have not done one of these like this, so we'll see how it turns out, but I just wanted you to do it with me. I did go ahead and paint just a light base coat of white on it. I didn't think the lines would show through the material, but I just wanted to be sure, just extra cautious. Hi, Cindy. Hello, hello. Hi, Melody and Peggy. Hi, Kimberly. Hello. I know a lot of people don't like for you to say hello to everyone, but I can't help it. I'm just so excited when I see each name pop up on here, and I just love it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and smooth this. Let me get my comments pulled up over here. I'm going to go ahead and smooth it with some, I usually use wax paper or parchment paper. This is parchment paper because it's kind of, well, let's get my sound off here. There we go. It just smooths it out because the wood kind of raises a little bit the first coat you put on there. And so that just kind of smooths it out. And we're going to use this again here in just a minute. So I'm going to set this material aside right now while we do the painting so I don't get paint all over it. And just a little tip, when you're buying fabric, usually every yard or so, you'll have the little color circles that tells you what colors are in the fabric. I use these to match the paints that I'm going to use. They come in really handy. And I don't always get exact, but it helps me to get close. So I always try to save this little guideline here. You know, that helps. You may could even get it color coded. You know, at Lowe's or something. I'm not sure. I've never tried. I don't know if it's large enough or not. But anyway, so that's just a little tip. I use this. It tells you what color combinations go great together. If you're going to be painting something else, you just pull out these little swatches or whatever you want to call them, and right there you've got a color guide that fits together. That's all the colors that are in this fabric. So all of the fabrics have that, and you just have to watch for it. Hey, we've been doing good. Hi, Annette. Been doing good. I've been going... Okay. Y'all know me. I've confessed it many, many times on here how technically challenged I am. I am not a technical person. I will be the first to admit it, and it stresses me out. Because I just want it done right then. You know, I just want it ready. So I do have everything posted for the online workshop that we'll be doing the last week of this month on the I didn't bring the dates up. It's the 29th, 30th. That's a Thursday and Friday at 6, and then Saturday at 10 a.m. in the morning on October the 1st. That's the 3 days for the workshop. The last night we will be doing this. Me step by step show you how to do this on, you can do it on canvas, you can do it on wood, you can do it on just about anything you want to. I haven't decided if I'm going to paint another sled or if I'm going to do it on something else that might be a little bit easier for you to see. Now the first 2 nights, or the first night and a half, if we get finished in time on that Friday, we'll go ahead and start doing some base coating on it and then finish it up on Saturday. But the first thing we're going to do is just go over all the techniques that this requires, show you how to use the brushes. Probably we'll have something different that's not even on that, but just lots of little tips and things that I've put together that hopefully, you know, will help you and encourage you. And we're going to do all the practicing on the shiny side of poster board, or if you have a sketchbook, anything that you just want to practice on, that you have. If you just have some old pieces of wood, you know, scrap pieces of wood that you want to, just go ahead and base coat them all white if you want to, but that's a lot of trouble. I would just do it on, just go get you some Dollar Tree poster board and just cut it in 5x7 or 8x10 pieces, probably 2 or 3 poster boards. And that way you know that you're going to have enough. Hello Roxy. Okay, so this is what we're working on right now. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to paint the base first, so that I don't get paint on my material. I don't want to put the material on first. This is made out of MDF. It is laser cut, and you can see the edges have just a little bit of the white on it. It wasn't too careful with it because I'll just go right over those with either some paint, or I'll use one of the paint markers, furniture markers that Miss Erica Wallace told us about from Dollar Tree. So that works out really great. In fact, since we've already painted that part, let's just go ahead. That one's mahogany. I haven't used the mahogany yet. Let's just go ahead and use the black. And pull you down. And before we put the fabric on, we'll just go around here and see if there's any spots that need to be touched up. But when you go to my business page, Young at Heart Creations, that's what you're on now. The workshop is pinned at the top. You'll see a picture of the snowman. It's called the Moonlight Snowman, and it's the Moonlight Snowman Workshop. But if you'll click on that picture, it will take you to the, okay, now I forgot. This did have a star on it, but for what we're doing today, I took the star off. I cut it off. So I do need to definitely make sure I get a marker on that. And again, these are just Dollar Tree furniture markers, and they work great. Even if, and I'll show you on the top part, even if it's not a laser cut and you are, you know, just going over, cleaning it up. If it's one that you've cut out just on your bandsaw or jigsaw, anything like that, you can do your edges like this, or you can paint your edges. I do both. Sometimes I paint them, like on the door hanger that the teacher door hanger I just posted. I painted the edges to match the paint that I was using. So you can do it either way, but when you give it this black or dark brown finish on the edges, it looks like it's been laser cut. Okay, so here's one that I cut to where I cut the star off. So it's white. And then there's that side that I did in black. But let's just go ahead and do it, see if I can get it where you can see it. I can barely see what I'm doing here, but once you color it, fill it in here. Then you cannot tell that it's not been laser cut. Okay, so that's your tip for the day, and we'll thank Miss Erica Wallace for that. I was using just Sharpies, but these furniture markers work really well. And they come 3 to a pack at Dollar Tree, $1.25 for 3, and it's mahogany, black, and walnut. So I have not tried the other 2 colors yet. We'll see. Okay, so using the color graph on here, I've chosen to do the base in Ceramco Toffee. So I think that's pretty close to the base color of the leopard print. So we'll go with that. And then for the leopard print. Inside, I'm going to go with honey brown. And then, of course, we'll outline it in the black. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to make a pencil mark where my material is going to stop and my paint is going to start, so that I make sure I get it enough paint on it. But I don't want to go too far up. Okay, so it's right below the 2 scallops. So that'll be easy. I don't need to mark it. And that'll be easy enough. Now this paint is old. I've had it a long time. So let's hope that it is still good. I mean, I've had this probably, I got it when we had an Old America here in our town, and that's been out of business for years and years. It was 87 cents normal price. So, and ceramic coat's one of the most expensive. So that tells you how old it is. But it looks like it's still good. Maybe a little bit thinner than it typically is. Okay, and I'm just going to use a 1-inch flat to get my base coating in. Hold it up just a little. And I'm just going to go right to those lines. And that should be plenty to cover where the material is going to stop. I'm feathering out so that I don't get it on the edges, away from the edges. So we have 12 people signed up for the workshop. It's $9.99. And I know that sounds like a weird, why $9.99? Why not just $10? Well, Facebook was giving us some troubles with $10. It was making us change the whole format if we changed it to $10. So we just went with $9.99. Some have said they were having trouble finding the page, but once you go in and you have paid the $9.99, you click on the picture, and you may have to click on the 3 dots, or I'm sorry, where it says more, and do special events or events to actually go to the page. But I think you should be able to see it now. We worked on it some, and we're not having any problems getting into it. I've had several check it, and everybody seems to be getting in okay now. Once you get in, just say hello. You'll see I posted in there, it says, hey, you are here. So once you get into the page, say hello. And I'm working on a supply list, trying to get things that you will just have around your house, paint that you'll already have, so that you don't have to go out and buy a bunch of stuff. You don't need a template for it the way we're going to do it. You just need 3 round, something round, to draw your snowman. I used a jar lid, the rim for the body, the bottom part. I used this for the middle part of the snowman. It's just a little trinket I have laying around. And then I used this little cup for his head, just to draw a circle. So 3 different size round shapes from your house, and I know you've got all kinds of things in your house that are round. You'll be surprised how many things you'll find now that you're looking. So 3 different size circles, a larger one for the bottom, and then a medium sized one for the middle, and then something smaller than what you've got, what you chose for the head. And then again, you can paint on, you can do canvas, or you can do wood. You could, if you've got something metal, if you wanted to even do metal. Now, I don't know. I haven't done the metal as far as with the techniques that we're going to do, but it should do fine. Okay, just putting a quick second coat on it. We'll let that dry just a second. Hi, Carmen. Hello, Miss Ashley. Melinda. Thank y'all for hopping on early with me. Typically, I go around 6 or 6:30, but we've got a lot going on this afternoon with grandkids. And husband going to be on the internet, so decided I better just go ahead and do it now. All right, let's dry this. And again, this will only be my second time doing cheetah print. So bear with me here. It looks like it would be so easy to do cheetah print. And I'm sure it is, but I don't know if I just haven't quite got the hang of it yet. But we'll see. Okay, that should be good enough. Okay, so now we're going to make our cheetah spots with honey brown. Just a little bit darker than what this is. See what it would look like with a little bit of shading on here with that honey brown. I'm just getting that a little bit damp. If y'all have any questions about the workshop, let me know. It'll be my first workshop to do. We're going to do a lot of different little techniques. We're going to do it step by step. Okay, I'm just going to see what it looks like on the edges here with a little bit of that brown, that honey brown shaded on. I think we'll go with it. Okay, I know our spots are going to be that color too, but I just like the shading. I have a hard time not shading my edges. Also, several of you have commented on the pumpkin trio that I did with the little gingerbread man, snowmen on the back of them. And y'all commented so sweetly about my awesome shading on the pumpkin trio. But I think what you're not, and I appreciate, oh my goodness, I love the compliments. I appreciate it so much. But I don't want to mislead y'all. Let me let that dry just a minute while I'm showing you what I'm talking about. Okay, I do like that much better with the, now I'm not going to shade under here because it's not going to show. But I like that better. But on that pumpkin trio, so here's our little gingerbread man. But on the pumpkin trio, y'all have gone, you said, oh, your shading is just gorgeous. Okay, well, I want you to know that, yes, I've shaded a little bit in these sections here, but this dark part that you're seeing, that is a crevice, whatever. If these three pieces are glued on to this, so it's 3D. So you've got, or 2D, I guess you would say. I don't know. So these pieces are cutouts glued onto the base of it. So that is not really shading. I mean, I just put a darker color in these crevices here. And that makes it look like, you know, it's really heavily shaded. So I just wanted you to know that if you go and purchase these, that's all I did was just put a darker color of whatever base color I was using in those crevices. And that makes it, especially from a distance, it makes it look so, you know, pretty. And it does look like you've just spent hours shading it. But I didn't. I just took a little round brush and put that dark color. Now I did shade around each one, and then I spackled it or splattered it with black all over. But I think y'all were thinking that that was all my shading. Well, it's not. I just chose a darker color there. So just wanted you to see that and be aware of that you can easily do that. If you're not used to shading, you don't have to shade on those. And right now, Hobby Lobby has those trios for, I think mine's out of them, but for 50% off, I believe. Okay, now let's put some little squigglies. And we're just going to put some little, kind of look like amoebas. Just different shapes. And they will take a second coat. Try not to think too much about the shapes that I'm doing. Ooh, I got quiet. And I said I'm not trying to think about it, but here I am concentrating. And you could easily take just some sheet of print fabric and put it on here as well, but I wanted to get some paint on it. Okay, let's try that and go over it with the second coat. The circles, yes. And I will be listing all of that on that page closer to time. I will be listing everything that you're gonna need. So here's what I used for we're talking about the snowman now. I just used a mason jar lid, and it is about 3 inches in diameter. The next one is about 2.5 in diameter. This one is about 2. So 3, 2.5, and 2. And it was just things I had laying around. So it does not have to be that exact size. Just kind of eyeball it. Even if you just want to draw your circles on, you can do that as well. Hi, Sheila. Hello, Pamela. Okay, so I'm just going to go put a second coat on these real quick. I'm using a filbert brush. Now I do on these free lives, I guess you would call them, free tutorials. Sometimes I get to going and I don't tell you the brush and everything that I use. Try to remember to, but we will take the workshop, will be very much more detailed when we're painting, and we will take it slow. I've got it set for 10 o'clock on Saturday morning to finish up the snowman. We'll just get some base coating done that Friday night on it, but I didn't put a cutoff time for Saturday because we will just paint until we feel comfortable, and you can ask questions. I will try to take it slow enough and give you time to catch up. I would get something, if you're going to use canvas, then that will already be white. But whatever you get, I would go ahead and maybe base coat it in white. I like to base coat my pieces in white, especially if I'm going to have some snow, and we will. Okay, I'm just very loosely going over these. They're pretty streaky. I've got a little fan running up here. I hope it's not annoying. I hope it's you can't hear it very well, but we're still in Texas heat. It's still getting in the 90s here. I know fall's a-coming, but it's just not here yet. I've got a couple more orders that were left over from the live sale that I had that I've got to finish up tonight and in the morning. And then I'm just going to work on getting lists ready to put in the page of it's called the Moonlight Snowman. And you have to go to my business page now to access it. You'll go there and then click on that picture of the snowman. And I've had several that have gotten in successfully. I think everybody's gotten in successfully now. I will probably do 1 or 2 practice runs going live just to talk to you in there, just to make sure that it's working for me. I think it will let me go live before the actual dates. I don't know. I'm very new to this, so I'm not sure. Okay, I think our spots are dark enough now. Let's go ahead and dry them just a little bit, and then we'll switch to our black. South Carolina's still hot too. Ugh. Hi Zelma. Hi Heather. We still need rain. We've still been in drought conditions. Okay, I'm going to turn my little craft iron on because we're going to use it here in just a minute. So I'm going to let it be heating up. Hopefully I don't burn myself. Okay, so we're going to switch to some black. I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of this honey brown back in. Don't want to waste it. I did that gingerbread man in chocolate brand, milk chocolate the other night, but I think I prefer this honey brown or the cocoa. Cocoa is also pretty. I think I like the honey brown better than I do the milk chocolate. Milk chocolate was just a little bit dark on it. I mean, it's still really cute, but I think I will go back to the honey brown. Just experimenting because I've got 8 more of those to do. So craft show is approaching quickly. It's in November the 13th, and that will be here before we know it, when you're trying to make multiples of things to get ready for it. Okay, now we're just going to put some the black brackets, I guess you would call them, around our little spots. I'll probably go over those a couple of times. And I don't know if there's a right way or a wrong way to do these. I'm just doing them. I'm using that filbert brush. Yeah, they will take a second coat on them. Starting to look like cheetah though. Let's do this one this way. Try not to make them all go the same direction. And I may go back in and fill a few in here. Okay, now let's hold up a piece of our fabric. Okay, that's pretty close to that cheetah print there, the tree with the cheetah on it. But I don't like that spot right there. I think it needs one right there. So let's go ahead and put one right there. Now, if you're just hopping on, be sure and go back and watch the replay for some tips on when you're buying the fabric, this little thing here to save. I like to use those for many different things, but okay, now that I put all the honey brown back up, let's see if we can get one more here. And maybe right there. Okay, that filled it in a little better. And if you're watching replay, after this video, if you're watching the replay, be sure and put hashtag replay. And if you like the video, if you would hit the sprinkle button. We spell sprinkle S-H-A-R-E. That's what that means, but for some reason Facebook doesn't like for us to use that word. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit out of the lid just to fill those in. You don't have to be super careful around the edges because you're going to be putting that black trim around it, so that helps. Okay, I think that'll be good enough. I'm going to be putting a second coat on these other ones here while we let those two dry. Oops, I forgot I had that iron on. reaching over there to get a brush and about grabbed the iron. Okay, let's see if I like this round brush better than the filbert doing this. And that it's just whatever you're comfortable with. You know, everybody else may use a filbert, everybody else may use a flat. I mean, you just do what you're comfortable with. Okay, and I'm just kind of in the middle, just putting a second coat on those. You probably can't see that it's showing through, but I can. Oh, that brush is terrible. That one's going to go in the scruffy pile. Meaning its bristles have had it. And I'll use it for pouncing or something like that. Rarely do I ever throw brushes away. I'm going to put a small one right down here, like it's coming off of the wood. Not this coming Tuesday, but the next Tuesday, the 20th, I start keeping baby Jack, our new grandson. He is, let's see, he'll be 10 weeks old. Next week. He is changing daily. Started rolling over everywhere. So they lowered the baby bed on the lowest one. They were just concerned that he was gonna get out, so they're just being precautious. And I got to thinking, I'm probably gonna have to take a little step stool with me, because I don't know that I can reach him. I have to stand on my tippy toes now when we put him on the changing table, because it's tall and I am not tall. There's nothing tall about me. So I think I'm gonna have to take a little step stool. Okay, so we're just putting some around those two that we just did. And I'll draw those. And do a second coat, and we will be done with our cheetah. And we'll start our fabric. Thank you, Roxy. My cheetah looks like he needs some vitamins or something, but it looks like cheetah print from a distance. But I'm still practicing. I'm not giving up. All right, let's put a little bit more on these two new ones. Sure I didn't miss any. Oh, I think we're good. All right, I'm gonna dry that real well because I want to make sure that we don't get any black on our fabric. Pretty sure that Erica still has these in her shop for sale. Wallace House Designs. See a little spot here. I've got, I think, 5 more over there, and I'm going to be painting one different sections in here because each row has a different little section branch, and there's just so many different ways. You could do them red and white, different shades of green. Roxana Griffin used one of my little gingerbread designs and put gingerbread men here and there on one, so I'd like to do one like that. And maybe some little snowmen on them. So many different ways to do them. Some of them did buffalo check in some of them. This was at a retreat that we went to with Wallace House Designs. Okay, I think that's good enough. Now we need to put Mod Podge on. And I'm going to get my 1.5 inch base coat brush, and we'll just start putting some Mod Podge down. Whoops, just got it all over my finger. Just want to make sure that I get it really good and covered, feathering out those edges. Especially with white, sometimes it's hard to tell where you have and have not put it, especially with these ring lights. Now I want to be very careful and not get it down on my where we just painted. It really wouldn't hurt that much. You just want to make sure that you don't get the material down too far. Okay, let me make sure I get it down here by the base. Okay, I'm getting it just right where our paint line is. I think that will do it. Okay, we're going to dry that. I'm going to put my lid back on my Mod Podge because it dries out so fast. And let's get this dry. My craft iron, yes, I will have to look it up and I will post it in the comments. Ashley, I'm not sure. Oh, I got it at Walmart. Back where you get the irons, where the ironing boards are. And I see a spot that I missed. But they sold, I think they were $12.99. So that's where I didn't order it online. I got it at Walmart. And I'll get it here in just a second and I'll give you the name of it. But they're travel irons. It's not really a craft iron. It's a little travel iron. I really, really like it. It's also good for traveling. Fits right in my suitcase, so if we're going to be crafting and using that, it's really good. It is called a Steam Fast, and it is hot, let me tell you. So it's a Steam Fast travel iron in Walmart, backed by the ironing boards and irons. I gave one when I did my live event back, not this August, but August a year ago. I gave one as, that was one of the door prizes. Okay, I think that's dry enough. Now we're going to place our material. Okay, thank you, Peggy. I'll look at it afterwards. Ashley, if your Walmart doesn't have it, let me know. Okay, so for the cutout, I laid the material face down, the pretty side face down, turned my piece upside down, laid it on the material, took a pin and traced all around it, and then cut it out to fit. So for this part, you want to make sure that you get all the edges covered. And if it's going to hang over a little bit, that's fine, because we can Mod Podge it just right over the edge. Okay, I'm going to stand up because I want to make sure that I've got them all covered. Okay, looks good. Make sure no paint down here at the base is showing. Okay, I think we'll be good right there. Oops, there's a little bit of edge up there showing. Okay, I'm going to take my parchment paper and we're just going to start ironing in sections. And I try to kind of go off the edge as I'm doing this. And then we'll come back and iron the edges if we need to. Take it slow so that heat, what it's doing, it's reactivating the Mod Podge and causing it to rise and stick to the fabric. And then I'm going to spray seal it with a glossy spray sealer. And this fabric's got a little bit of silver swooshes all in between the, I guess that's what you call them, swooshes. Technical term there. Swooshes all in between the trees. So that also helped cover anything underneath. But typically, it does okay underneath the fabric. It's not like a napkin. The cotton does pretty good. Looks like we're doing good. I really let it sit just a few seconds on those edges. And then we'll pull it up and we will see if we need to turn the edges down any. And then I will put a jute hanger on it, or maybe even, I don't know, I may look for something leopard print. Isn't that cute? Okay, so on the edges, I do have a few here that, if you can see, that are hanging over the edge a little bit. Now I could do one of two things. I can go around and try to trim that, or I can just leave it like it is, or I can put some Mod Podge on the edges and just iron them over the edges. I think that one's got quite a bit, so I'll probably just take my little scissors and go over it. Okay, now I'm not using the parchment paper on this, but I think it's okay. You don't want to do that right when it's still really wet, or it'll get all over your iron. Okay, so I'm going to turn my iron off. Love this iron, y'all. I don't think you'll be disappointed. It just fits so good. I love how the handle is made. It's a steamer, but for these type products, I mean crafts, you don't use the steam setting on it. Now, if you're going to be ironing some clothes and you take it as a travel iron, then yes, you could. Okay, now I've got to remember this is not sealed yet, so I want to be careful with it. But I think I will get something maybe to put on the edge here. I'll have to look and see what trims I have. Let me see. Let me look over here just a second. I might have. Not sure what this will look like. Let's see. Oh, I kind of like it. And I think this would make the hanger also, and put a bow maybe on it. But, okay, let's look. Just aware of the cloth and the wood meat. What do you think about the gold? See if I can hold it up here for you. I kind of like it. It's got just enough shimmer in it that it adds. What do you think? With or without? Okay, and there's the with. I can hold it up. And then as for the hanger, attach it to the back. And then maybe do, if I could find some cute fabric. I know I've got this. I know I've got this. I don't think I have anything cheetah print, but I could do something neutral with it to do a couple of little bows, or a little bow to put up here. Okay, so with or without? Definitely with. With. Yay, okay, good, because I like it with. I have no clue where I got this, but I did see it at Hobby Lobby when I was in there the other day. So no, Hobby Lobby has it. It is fantastic for Christmassy. It's real shimmery. It's a 3-ply, so you can even take it apart and use it for smaller projects, you know, if you need them. Let's see, I'm thinking here. Would be pretty just like that with something pretty right here at the top. So the tassel. Okay, so I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet up here, but I will get that done. Put it back together here. I was unraveling it. Okay, so definitely around the bottom, and this will be, instead of jute, I will use this as the hanger. And just need to spray seal it. You could also just Mod Podge over it. I don't know if this will be going indoors or outdoors, so I'm going to go ahead and use a spray sealer gloss on it. It makes the material as stiff on it, but I mean, that's fine. It works out real good. I'm going to go back through and trim a little bit of that off. That's a little bit much, or I could just snip and put it over the edges. But I'll probably just cut as much as I can off. So let me bring you back up here and hold it up so you kind of see the whole thing. You can make your cheetah print smaller if you wanted a lot on there. I might go in and do a few smaller ones. I don't know. I'm kind of new to the cheetah print, so I'm still learning. But won't it be pretty with the pretty gold hanger? And that will coordinate it with the gold when we put it down here at the base. It's so easy and very, very little painting on it. So you really don't have to know how to paint those cheetah print things. You really just can't go wrong with them. And then once I get it spray sealed and glossy, it'll look even better. But you could even stand this up. You could put a stand on the back of it, and you know, you could stand it up like a picture frame. I mean, you could have it standing up. You could put it in a little can, but it just makes a cute wall or door hanger. But they had so many different Christmas fabrics that would look really pretty on these. So any cutout, any Christmas tree cutout. But think about fabric right now. I know Hobby Lobby has it on sale, I think, or they did last week. I don't know if they still do this week or not. So I'm noticing a little piece here did not get put down. I mean, didn't get enough glue on there. So I'll go back and put a little bit of Mod Podge and redo that. I always go through the edges just to make sure on them before I send it out. So this one will be going in the craft show. So be looking at the fabric and go back and watch this replay to show, you know, if you didn't see the first of it, to show you how to get it cut out. And they had, let me think, they had snowmen, they had Santas, they had different just patterns. There were just so many pretty ones. I could have bought several, but it makes such a cute little gift. Make a really cute teacher gift for her door. You could even put her name down here at the base. That would be super, super cute for a teacher gift. Hi, Vicki. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Ashley. Everybody, thank you so much. Okay, y'all, if you have any questions, private message me or comment in here about the workshop. I'm really excited about it because I feel like, especially if you haven't painted a lot, I feel like there's some things that I can maybe help you with, but to kind of get you started. If you're an advanced painter, I think maybe there's some things that I've learned along the ways that maybe you haven't seen, just some little tricks and things, but just to get to paint together in a slower pace, and hopefully, you can learn something from that. Okay, I'm going to let y'all go. I've got a couple of orders to finish up, and then my grandkids will be here, so I got to get busy. But there you go. I've never done plaid and cheetah print for Christmas, but I'm stepping outside of my box on this one. All right. Thank you, ladies, so much. Don't forget to tell a friend about the workshop. I'm so excited about it. And you know what? $9.99. I think you'll at least get your money's worth for $9.99. And I was sitting there last night figuring everything. I get these messages. Facebook will take a fee out of that. Google will take a fee out of that. PayPal will take a fee out of that. So I'll probably do about $5 total once it's over with per person. So it's not a huge money maker. I just want to share what little I know with you and maybe can encourage you to get started in this or to continue in it, but just have fun being together. All right, ladies, y'all have a wonderful weekend if I don't talk to you tomorrow. Thanks for hopping on. Bye-bye.